Done.
Hi, this is John Starks. At John Starks Kia, we don't play games. No gimmicks, no tricks, no hidden fees, no surprises, and no money down. See you at John Starks Kia in Queens.
Get connected with WFAN to talk about your favorite teams. The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
11:42 here on The Fan in New York City. Tommy Lugauer. Loogie. A very pleasant Luke evening to everybody out there. 888-808-1019 is the phone number to call. The Fan Focus is presented by Chef IQ. Watch the game, not the grill. Get your gear at chefiq.com. The Knicks are the greatest basketball team in the history of basketball. That's the focus. They are a team of destiny. They are not going to be stopped. This is an opportunity for all of us as Knicks fans, for this city, the team that unifies and unites this city. It is time for all of us to celebrate, to party, and to enjoy this ride. Don't be nervous. Don't have anxiety. Oh, no, game 2, the Spurs, their season's on the line. The Knicks are going to smash them. Newsflash. They won by 10 tonight, the Knicks, after being down, 14 in the third quarter. The long layoff, they didn't play great basketball really until the final couple of minutes, and they still won by double digits. For all that we have been through as Knicks fans, this is the sports gods repaying it in full and then some. For generations and generations and generations of Knicks fans, this is our get back. This is our return on all of that pain and suffering. And for some years, just, boy, this team is so awful that I can't even bear to watch them at times. This is the gift. And it's the greatest gift you can get. As they have steamrolled their way to an opportunity to win a championship where they are 3 games away from doing so. And they've now won 12 straight playoff games. They're not losing again. They're certainly not losing 4 games. I've never been more confident. I've never been more cocky. I've never been more sure of something ever when it comes to sports. I'll see you at the parade. Enjoy this. Hug your family. Hug your friends. You see me in the street? Well, don't hug me in the street. I mean, unless you're a hot chick, then you can hug me. But if you're just some dude, then definitely don't hug me. But you can dap me up. That's fine. That's all good. Hugs I'm going to reserve. If you're a dude, you're all sweaty. It's like, come on, bro. You're getting the sweat all over my shirt. But otherwise, yeah, dap me up. It's all good. Because there's a party going on right now in New York City, and it's only going to get ratcheted up and 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 up as we are 3 wins away from a Knicks championship. And it's going to happen real quickly, just like I predicted. I said 5. In all likelihood, it's going to be 4. And really, the Hollywood script here, because when I was on the air after Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals, which I also predicted that series would end in 5. I came on the air and I said, look, this was the best chance for the Cavs to beat the Knicks. They didn't. It's now going to be a sweep. Feeling the same way right now. Feeling the exact same way. This was the Spurs' best chance, and they blew it. And more, they blew it in the sense that they got that game tight in the end, and then the Knicks, their experience, Captain Clutch, Jalen Brunson, they took over, and the Knicks won the game. The Spurs just blew the opportunity to stop the momentum of the Knicks. This is a combination of talent, experience, great coaching, depth, continuity, basketball gods, and the stars being aligned, and momentum. And no team has been able to break the Knicks' momentum. The Spurs didn't do it tonight. Obviously, the Sixers didn't do it. The Cavs didn't do it. And it's that perfect storm. And that's why we're getting what we're getting out of this basketball team. Enjoy the ride. I sure am. 888-808. And my bank account's looking it's just been amazing right now. 888-808-1019 is the phone number to call. Let's go to Tommy in Brooklyn. What's up, Tommy?
What's going on, bro? What more do we need to see as Knicks fans? Not only did we beat the Spurs tonight, we beat the refs. The Spurs could not even put the Knicks away when they got every whistle call, every free throw, and the Knicks hung in there and just shut them out. And that's it. It's over. We're going to win. The Spurs had nothing they can do. Their best chance was winning tonight with the refs on their side, and they still lost.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I appreciate the call. Great name, by the way, Tommy. You know, I give this impassioned speech, and digital doesn't put that out. They just put out the video of me just telling you whatever. Sometimes you can't win in these situations. 888-808-1019 is the phone number to call. Gave this great rah-rah thing here, and that's not what we put out on social media. Let's go to Kevin in Camden. What's going on, Kevin?
I'm good, Tommy. How are you?
Hey, what's up?
As a Knicks fan for life, I've been a fan since '99 when I was 5 years old.
Yep.
I've been through so much pain and suffering. I could name everything I've been through, but I think you know what I've been through. So this is just sweet. I mean, I've never seen anything like this. As a diehard, this is the most beautiful brand of basketball that I've ever seen, and I love it. As a native New Yorker, because I'm from Staten Island originally, this is beautiful, and I wish I was home right now. I know my dad's working in New York. Shout out to my dad. This is, for him and for myself, this is one of the best moments of my life, and I'm just so happy. And you know what? Go New York, go. And to everybody else who doesn't like it, tough, because this is our time.
Absolutely, and I could hear the emotion on your voice, Kev, and I just, you're talking about family here, and I get it. Believe me, I do. I'll get emotional if I start talking about it, because I could feel what you're feeling right now when it comes to sports fandom, and it becomes your family and passed down from generations to generations. It'll make you want to cry. Seriously, it means that much to us as sports fans. And what we're seeing right now, because of the love we have for this basketball team, and it is the team that unifies this great state, the one team that does it. And we're seeing it right now from them just going on a historical run, as they are 3 wins away from a championship. It's over, OVA. See you at the parade, whether it's 4, whether it's 5. This Knicks team is not going to lose. They're definitely not losing 4 games. Jalen Brunson, as always, Captain Clutch. Karl Anthony Towns played his ass off, really kept them in the game. I know you're not getting a lot of X's and O's from me tonight. You really need X's and O's? They won the damn game. They've won, 12 in a row now. They're going to win a championship. X's and O's. Let's party, baby. MJ is in Long Island. What's up, MJ? All right,
hey, Tommy, what's up?
Yeah, what's up, brother? What's going on?
I'm sorry, I had you on speaker.
No, you're good.
Listen, I love your show, Tommy. You really bring it. I got 3 things for you. Number 1, the Knicks play as a unit. They're 8, 9, 10 deep, and they're on a mission. They're unstoppable. And since the time that Brunson Sr. grabbed Brunson Jr.
Yes, and apparently,
and
or
told him,
reportedly, that was about, hey, listen, you got to get rid of the ball a little bit more. We got to run the offense through Cat. I'm paraphrasing, but that's essentially what the argument apparently was about.
And you've been on point all along. And that's what unlocked them. And they're on a mission. They're a unit.
Yep.
They're unstoppable. I'd say Knicks in 4, Knicks in 5, no problem. And you've been on it since the beginning.
Absolutely. And look, I don't need flowers, but if you want to send me some, you can. That's great. I'll take it. That's for sure. But it's more about the basketball team. By the way, Evan reminded me about a year ago. I said it was Knicks in 26, and I should play the clip. I have it somewhere. He sent it to me. Oh, digital is getting more stuff. You know I love you guys over at digital. If I knew my main man Ryan was working on this, I wouldn't have said anything, because I love Rhino. He's the best. If you can hear me out there. Digital's working their ass off. They're putting out all these clips here. And I try to intersect all that stuff. See, to me, where my brain is at right now, as a human, as a sports fan, is the radio show, what's going on in the streets, what's going on social media, because it's all one big party right now. That's what this is. And I'm trying to make sure that everybody just can feel the emotions that I'm going through. I want you, as you're in your car, if you're on the Odyssey app, wherever you're listening to me right now, I want you to feel what I'm feeling. Because I want to tear my shirt off. I want to cry. I want to hug some people. I just want to have some fun. That's just what I'm feeling right now. Raw emotion. I could sit here and tell you, well, Landry Shaman had a big 3 there, and Landry Shaman had a big 3 there. I can't even say his last name right. That's how excited I am. Landry Shaman had a big 3 there, and Josh Hart did this, and blah, 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 blah. Who cares? The bottom line is this. 3 more wins, and we're at the parade, and it's going to happen, and it's going to happen very soon. This, in all likelihood, is going to be a sweep. I told you 5. I'm changing that prediction to 4. And if it happens to be 5, I'll take credit for 4 or 5. It's like Jerry the King Lawler, if you remember back in the day in the Royal Rumble. You'd say, oh, this guy's going to win the Royal Rumble. That's my pick. That's my pick. He picked like 16 guys. There's only 30. Is he going to win the Royal Rumble? He might. I picked that guy too. It's like you have to, King, you got 40 picks in the Rumble. There's only 30 guys entered in it. But I put me down for Knicks in 4 and Knicks in 5. Put me down for 4 and 5. I guess 4 or 5. Not 4 and 5. Whew. I'm going to have to take a little bit of a deep breath here. Oh, man. I'm feeling it. I hope you guys are out there are feeling it as well. And gals. When I say guys, I mean everybody. I call my wife dude. I call gals bros. It's just a general word for it. I hope everybody out there is just feeling what I'm feeling right now. Let's go to Dylan in Seaford. What's up, Dylan?
Loogie.
What do you hear? What do you say? What's up?
Hey, Loogie. Hey, I just want to say let's go Knicks.
Yes.
I mean, it's absolutely stunning just to see this team. I mean, at the halfway mark to see how they've been struggling. And, I mean, we have to give all the credit to Mike Brown. I mean, as much credit as it goes around to anybody, it's got to go first and foremost to him. I mean, the amount of times that we've come down from big-time leads and making adjustments at halftime and everything, I mean, it's absolutely crazy just the
Yeah, I mean, listen, Mike Brown deserves, sorry to cut you off, Mike Brown deserves so much credit here because, and I don't want to make it too much about Tibbs here, but you could tell that they love playing for this guy. And bottom line is this, and I said this, and I'll continue to say it. I don't have proof of it, but I'm just using my brain. There were a lot of people that got their pointed at and said, oh, he's the player that got Tibbs out of here. He's the player that said bad things about Tibbs. I promise you, if the star player on the team wanted Tibbs back, he'd be back. So that's the bottom line. So this was a collective decision to get rid of that coach for maybe not Mike Brown, but they wanted a new voice and a new change of scenery and somebody that will get with the program and work with Leon and work with his staff, yes, including Rick Brunson. And now you see a happier team, you see a connected team, you see a unified team, and you see a team, Dylan, that is on their way to an NBA championship.
Oh, 1,000%. And I honestly, not to bring it into it, but all of us are very excited, but I'm a Mets fan, unfortunately, as well.
Well, you don't have to write the word unfortunately. Before, I'm going to cut you off immediately there. Don't say unfortunately. Don't say unfortunately, because how many times did you walk around the streets and go, unfortunately, I'm a Knicks fan? If I've not taught you anything as positive, Tommy, when it comes to all sports, is to never give up, never wave the white flag, and never, ever say, unfortunately, I'm this. Don't say that. Because for how many decades, oh, unfortunately, I'm a Knicks fan. Well, how fortunate right now are you to be a Knicks fan? How fortunate. And why are we fortunate to be a Knicks fan? I'll tell you why. Because we have, I should say, an owner in James Dolan, and where are all the Knicks will never win as long as James Dolan owns a team. Where are those people? Are they going to hit the podium? We all have stuff we have to hit the podium for in this Knick run, because every single move was criticized by every Knick fan, meaning not you criticize every single move, but every move was criticized by at least one Knick fan. Like if you're sitting there listening to my voice right now, you know it. In this Leon Rose era, you criticized one of the moves, whether it was firing Tibbs, hiring Mike Brown, bringing in Brunson, trading RJ Barrett and IQ, trading for Cat, trading all those picks for Bridges. You know it. Don't act all high and mighty now. You criticized one, if not more, if not all of those moves. And you and me and all of us will hit the podium. But let's start with James Dolan. He deserves a ton of credit for hiring Leon Rose. Leon Rose, the architect of this team, how gutsy it was to bring in Brunson as the start of this. That took a lot of foresight, a lot of guts, and just what a tremendous move that was. And then obviously getting rid of RJ Barrett, getting rid of IQ, 2 homegrown players wasn't the most popular decision, but you bring in OG Anunoby, and this team has really just been a way better basketball team ever since he arrived. Then Karl Anthony Towns, who is just a man possessed right now, and good on Karl Anthony Towns, who got a lot of flack last year when he was the best damn player in that series against Indiana. I don't have enough time here to throw all the flowers out, but we're going to do it on the other side of the break because I do have to take a short one. We're going to get to all your calls, all your reaction over the next 2 hours, but put a pin in that. Put a pin in what I was just talking about, because we will Is it expound or expand? I'm going to go with expound. We're going to expound on that over the next 2 hours as we just bask in the glory, take your phone calls, react to the game, really enjoy being Knicks fans. That's what this is all about here on After Hours. 888-808-1019. It is Tommy Lugauer. Lugie in the Late Night here on The Fan.
Game 1 saw the Knicks continue their postseason dream run, but there is more work to be done. Friday's Game 2 brings an opportunity to take a commanding series lead back home to Broadway. But will young Wemby have something to say about that? The latest breaking Knicks news, the biggest Knicks opinions, and the most trusted voices delivering them all live here. Your home for New York sports is 101.9 FM, WFAN.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/team. That's ZipRecruiter.com/team.
ZipRecruiter. My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
It's a Yingling thing. Knowing you should never show up empty-handed. You bring something that fits the night. Like a case of Flight by Yingling. A premium light beer that's low-calorie, low-carb, and deliciously refreshing. It's a Yingling thing. Keep it light with Flight.
Get your Yingling lager at Cowfish in Hampton Bays, Pig and Whistle on West 48th and West 6th Streets, or the Candlelight Inn in Scarsdale. Yingling Lager, an ice-cold tradition, ready to be poured. Enjoy a Yingling today.
At NYU Langone Health, we know there really is no place like home. That's why we get our surgery patients home faster and have fewer readmissions than any other health system. That means once you're home, you won't need to go back for the same procedure. Instead, you can get back to the things you love. And the next time you need something else, we're here. Better health starts with a better health system. Learn more at nyulangonehealth.org.
Knicks fans, it's time to hit the court with BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the New York Knicks. Download the BetMGM app today and add a boost of excitement to every New York game day with same-game parlays, live betting options, player props, boosted odds specials, and the best daily promotions in the business. With the BetMGM app at your fingertips, you can experience the excitement of betting on your favorite players and get in on all the blue and orange action as your New York Knicks drive the lane. Find out why basketball fans love BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the New York Knicks. BetMGM, make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York and New Jersey only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Gambling problem? In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In New Jersey, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
We're your official station to talk Yankees and Mets. WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, an Odyssey sports station.
Here on The Fan in New York City, Tommy Lugauer, Lukey. 888-808-1019 is the phone number to call. I'm being told by the powers that be that I'm not only on WFAN, of course, but I'm also for the first time on YouTube. And I'm glad somebody told me that because I was thinking about taking my pants off, which that would be a great debut on YouTube. I mean, like, hi-yo. Oh, no, I'm not even joking. I was thinking about taking my pants off because usually I'm just sitting here doing a radio show. It's me and the producer, and then that's it. So if I'm feeling a little froggy, I'm feeling a little frisky, might take my pants off. But I don't think, well, maybe the YouTube audience would want that. Again, that would be some debut on YouTube. But you get to see me. Some of you don't know what I look like. Yes, I do look like this way, and you get to watch me on YouTube, which is awesome. It means you can watch me all across the globe right now on the internet, which is awesome. So I'm on YouTube. Hello, YouTube people. Hopefully it's jam-packed in there. Everybody kind of, Lou Gower stinks. He's horrible. He thinks he's Mad Dog. He's ruining this radio station. He always says Knicks in 4. He always says Knicks in 5. How about the Mets? David Stern stinks. You're awful. Why do you always wear a hat? Blah, 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 blah. I'm sure those are what the comments are. But I don't have the YouTube comments, people telling me what the comments are. I gotta get in touch with my YouTube people on that. But yes, we are on YouTube for the first time after hours. Hopefully not the last time, but it might have been the last time if I took my pants off. I don't know what the YouTube rules are. I feel like you can do anything on there. I mean, is there really any rules against? Well, when you're on YouTube, it's the Wild West. But that's where I'm at right now. I just feel like getting naked. Because I'm so pumped up, I'm so fired up. I'm literally texting people at the station apologizing because I'm like ranting and raving on the air. But you know what? This is raw emotion because I am so excited and happy for not just my fellow Knicks fans, but for all the generations of people that had to just wait for this moment. Some are no longer with us, but they still are. And the fact that we get to enjoy this together, those of us that are still here, to bask in the glory of, sports can be so cruel. It could be so cruel. It could rip your heart out. It could stomp on it. It's like the first time you ever fell in love and you had your heart ripped out. We've all been there, right? I was there several times. I say that all the time. I said, you know how the ship has left the station? Oh, is that really what it would be? I guess the ship would leave more of the port, not the station. Anywho, that's happened to me several times in my life. But you bounce back. But in sports, sports and the relationship we have with sports, 95% of the time, if you think about it, is disappointment because, at the end of the year, you don't win a championship. So it might actually be more than 95%. But you come back year in and year out, you go through the turnstile because of one word. Hope. Hope. You hope that at some point in your life, you will experience a championship for the team or teams that you root for. And not only are we getting that, we are getting the greatest run that we have ever seen in this town from a sports team that we root for. When you consider, because I get it with the Giants, but you're winning one game to beat a team. One. And as great as those runs were, and the 90s Yankees and all that stuff, this team, they haven't lost in over a month. And they're not going to lose. Let's just keep it real. Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it 100. They're not losing another game. They're not. And I think this is the closest game, and it was 10 points, that you're going to see for the rest of the series. The Knicks are going to smash the Spurs on their way to a championship in 4 now. I thought it would be 5. Now it's going to be 4. Just like I thought that after Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Shout out to Brunson, who was... It's like watching, if you're a wrestling fan, the hero get beat up early on and then makes his comeback late in the game, or in that case, in a wrestling match. Or if you watch a Tom Cruise movie, how early on he's a long-lost love, and perhaps they'll reconnect. And oh no, here comes the bad guy, and you have 6 minutes before the sunglasses explode. And Tom Cruise always manages to save the day. Same thing with Brunson. He gets hurt early on. I'm sure Knicks fans like, oh my God, my fellow Knicks fans like, oh, this is it. So we came this far for what? And then Jalen didn't have his best performance leading up to about the fourth quarter. And then, like Tom Cruise, like a babyface or a hero or the good guy in wrestling, at the end, he shines. He dropped, what do you have, like 30 points tonight? He was ridiculous, as usual. Sometimes I think he's just messing with us. Sometimes I think he wants to put on a theatrical performance because he is a wrestling fan. He loves the drama. But the bottom line is this. At the end of that game, because even though the Spurs went on that 9-0 run, obviously they lead in the third quarter, and it was critical when Wemby went out. Those minutes with Wemby on the bench, which is this series. I mean, when Wemby is not on the floor, Cornette's a stiff. So when he's out there, the Knicks have to take advantage. They did. And that really flipped the game. Well, you know what? If I'm the Spurs, I would have Wemby out there until he drops. The idea that you're taking it, hello, you got to win this game. So I would probably not put Wemby on the bench, but that's just me. The Knicks were able to take advantage in that spot. And late in the game, when the Spurs went on that 9-0 run, here's the difference. Brunson is not going to be denied. He is not going to be denied. Not happening. Just like Jeter wouldn't be denied. Just like Eli Manning wouldn't be denied. Just like the agita that I have right now because I continue to burp. That's not going to be denied. Hello, YouTube. Yeah, you see what I'm going through on YouTube right now. You can feel a little bit of agita. Has nothing to do with the winning. Maybe I just had something today that's giving me a little indigestion. A little heartburn. Actually, I don't really have heartburn. But I have a little indigestion. So you might get a burp out of me. But the bottom line is this. Hello, YouTube. Hello, WFAN. Hello, New York City. Can't wait to party with everybody Friday night. I'm going to be in the mix big time. I was driving through the streets tonight, and I'm just seeing the streets was incredible. The city is alive and well, my friends. Let's go to Eric in Parsippany here on After Hours. Loogie in the late night on the Fan. What's up, E?
Tommy, dude, your energy's off the charts right now. I love it.
Thank you. And by the way, I apologize to our digital team here. I think I said some disparaging things about them. They're working their asses off. I'm just ranting and raving and being a lunatic on the air. That's just the way I am. Sometimes I like to be calculated. I want to know what's everything going on. I want my hands in everything. And I feel like digital, they're just doing things without me knowing what they're doing. And that gives me a little bit of an anxiety. But we're all good. Thank you, digital.
Absolutely.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Knicks. And away we go, Eric. It's my pleasure, by the way. This is the greatest gift I can have, is to be on the air right now during this run and just be in the greatest city in the world and the greatest station on the world, you know?
You got Tommy the Sauce Man, Tommy the YouTuber now.
Yeah, Tommy.
You got Tommy the Puck. You got everything.
Well, not only that, I am, as you know, there are many Tommies, Positive Tommy being my bread and butter. But one of the Tommies is Tommy the Complainer. So you do get Tommy the Complainer occasionally. So
I know. They got you with the cat that one time, but don't worry about it.
Correct, Eric. So in one foul swoop there, in this hour or so I've been on since the Knicks have won game one, you've gotten Tommy the Hype Man, you got Tommy the YouTuber, you got Positive Tommy, you got Tommy the Vindicator, and yes, you even got Tommy the Complainer. Hello, YouTube. What's going on, Eric? What can I do for you?
So it's like DiCaprio said in Wolf of Wall Street. The show goes on. We ain't leaving. This team is just destined to come back. Yes. The defense, I mean, they turned it on. And then when Wemby went out, Brunson took over,
Yep, absolutely. And one of the big things I said going into this series was the inexperience of the Spurs was going to be their downfall, especially when you consider all the experience the Knicks have. Well, you know what? On the brightest of lights and the biggest of stages, the NBA Finals, when this game was close with a couple minutes to go, the team with more experience, the team with the best player on the floor right now. Wemby's going to be, I think, have a better career than Jay, but who knows? Maybe he won't. But obviously, physically, the way he can play defense, and he, in all likelihood, is going to go down as a better player. But right now, Brunson is the best player in the series. I said it before the series, and he showed you that tonight. Because you know what? When the chips were down and it mattered the most, Jalen Brunson, like he always does, got this team across the finish line.
Yeah, Tommy, so last time I called you is after Game 3 Hawks, when we went down 2-1.
You seem to be, that seems to be everybody. It feels like, Eric, that everybody called me that night because obviously it was a rough loss. And I haven't heard from anybody in weeks. Yeah, because they've won ever since, so nobody wanted to, call me.
Not even that. We've won every game by double digits.
I know.
We won by double digits tonight somehow. It's
crazy,
it's an epic run. It's an epic run. And, we're 4.5-point underdogs going into tonight. And
well,
the
it's free
Knicks
money.
Just show up. They're,
free money.
They're lunch pail, they're muscle, they're gritty, they're nails. I just love this team, Tommy.
Yep.
Let's go Knicks, baby. Let's do it.
Yep, Eric. Appreciate the call. There's nothing not to love. This has become, and when it's all said and done, I could really think about it, but I don't see a team right now when they get through these next 3 games and sweep the Spurs and win a championship. I don't know if there is going to, at this stage here, another team where you could say, hey, they're more beloved than this group. The Ranger team and Messier and the guarantee and 1940, 1994. I still remember hearing all that as a kid. That was special. When the Yankees broke through in the 90s, that was special. The Mets championships were special. The Islanders dynasty, or dynasty as they say across the pond, was very special. Of course, if you were there for the early Knicks championships, that was special. But 53 years. 53. And a group of guys that it feels like we've grown up with. And we have felt pain with them. We've felt heartache with them. And this goes back to the standing ovation that they got after Game 7 a couple of years ago against the Pacers when they lost. And Knicks fans, as usual, by the idiots in the coalition of Knick haters led by the Weasel Evan Roberts, who's miserable. And he said losers lose. Well, okay, but losers didn't lose tonight. So he's going to have to eat those words tomorrow. Newsflash. Well, definitely tune into Evan and Tiki tomorrow, but I'll save you the time. Evan's going to come on the radio and tell you the Knicks are winning the championship. So there you go. That'll be the open. But definitely tune in. As you should tune into everybody. The Knicks and the Knicks fans, I should say, were criticized for that. But we know ball, and we know guts and grit and determination, and we know that and knew that this was the start of something very, very special. We just knew it. And boy, were we right. Boy, were we right. Because, and this is okay, because it's New York City, it's a tough town. And I was alluding to this before the break. And this is, I think, a safe place when it comes to stuff like this. As we take it down a little bit of a notch here, and then we'll build it back up. This all starts, to me, with James Dolan. And there were so many through the years that said this team will never win a championship as long as James Dolan owns this team. Well, guess what? They're winning a championship, and James Dolan owns the team. For Dolan to hire the right person, and this gives hope to the Jets and Woody Johnson, the best thing that Dolan could have ever done was to hire Leon Rose. And Leon Rose stepped in, and he's dealing with a very passionate, very loyal, very starved, very thirsty fan base. So it wasn't always smooth sailing, meaning a lot of his decisions, really all of them, outside, because even Bridges, the initial excitement for Mikel was there, but then literally like the next day, well, how about all these picks they gave up? And how about all these picks? So across the board, Brunson's was criticized, bringing in Brunson, hand up. I criticized it. The OG trade, criticized. Cat, criticized that trade. Bridges trade, criticized. Tibbs getting fired, criticized. Mike Brown getting hired, criticized. I think we should all take a vow now not to ever criticize something Leon Rose ever does again, because hopefully he stays here for as long as humanly possible, so this isn't the last time we're feeling this. But Leon Rose was criticized every move he made, which I get it, because we all wanted what we're feeling right now. That's it. So if I criticize something, it's because I wanted to see the team be great and win a championship. And I thought I knew better than Leon Rose. Newsflash, I didn't. If you didn't like the Mike Brown hiring or the Tibbs firing, you wanted to see this team win a championship. You thought you knew better than Leon Rose. Guess what? You didn't. Leon Rose, brick by brick, built this team into a champion. Not only a champion, but a team that is going on a historic run. Something that, of the likes we just have never seen and may never see again. And he has built a group of lovable guys that will spill their guts on the floor, give everything up to the city. And the bond that these players have with this city is just, it's heartwarming, it's emotional, and it's a bond that will never be broken. It's a bond that will never be broken. And that's been my overall theme of the night. We could do the X's and O's. We could talk about X's and O's. They're not losing another game. They haven't lost in over a month. They're not going to lose. My message to everybody listening right now, because I know you're pumped up, is enjoy the heck out of this. Enjoy this for people that are no longer with us. Enjoy this for all the years that we sat there, because I don't care what age you are, you can't say Knick fan without long and suffering in front of it. Enjoy this. The time for worrying, the time for agita, the time for aggravation, the time for panic, the time for, oh boy, the Knicks are going to turn into a pumpkin. It's not happening. It's not happening. So enjoy this. Enjoy it with friends, enjoy it with family, enjoy it with this great radio station, enjoy it on social media, enjoy the parade, enjoy the partying if you like to partake in that stuff. If you see your boy in the street, me, drinks are on you, dap it up and we'll have a great time. Because this is, and now you could see me on YouTube, because some videos people are like, oh, is he looking down reading something? No, I just like to look down when I talk. Am I reading anything? Am I reading? I have notes, some notes, and I just end up doodling. I used to get annoyed at Craig because I would give him like a show sheet with stuff that, miscellaneous stuff I thought would be fun topics in and out of break. And then I'd walk over here to hand him something and he would doodle all over the sheet. I spent hours on that. You're doodling on it? And now here I am doing the same thing. I just doodle on it. Now tonight I've actually been pretty good with the doodling because I've been so dialed in, laser focus, because it's a party here. But yeah, I have a sheet and a doodle all over it. Let's go to Dave on the fan. What's up, Dave? Here on After Hours, Loogie in the Late Night. What's up, Dave? Yeah, no, I agree. I think I'm the greatest thing ever happened to this radio station. Let's go to Chris in Michigan. What's up, Chris?
Tommy, long time no talk, buddy.
Yeah, good to hear from you. Hope all is well. It's nice to hear your voice, Chris.
Yeah, got married, all that good stuff.
Okay, well, listen, my condolences on that, but it is what it is. It catches us all, Chris. So who am I to say anything? We all, at some point, the bell tolls for us all. I'm just teasing. Congratulations.
I know. Thank you. So since it's your first time on YouTube and all, you might have some new viewers and stuff. I've been calling in and defending you when you were taking a beating from Sean.
Oh, big time.
All the time.
Big time.
Always listen to you on the Lug Hour.
Thank you.
Called on your last show and congratulated you for getting this spot. So I want to just say this is definitely a team of destiny. I never count my chickens before they hatch, but I truly believe in everything you're saying about this. I feel the same way. Before I get off the phone, I just want to say I am so excited for all the New Yorkers and the people that live there and that have gone through the times and actually went to the games. I love hearing the calls and the emotion in their voices.
Yep.
I want to keep hearing those calls, and I want to end it by saying this. I do not think it's a coincidence that when you got your own show in your own spot,
well, Chris,
finally get over.
Yeah.
I love you, positive Tommy. Let's go Knicks.
Yeah, we don't need to make this about me, but if you want to, you're right. Positive Tommy enters the nights here, After Hours, and not only do I bring you high entertainment and positivity, I'm bringing you a Knicks championship. It's not a coincidence. I always say this, Positive Tommy's like Novocaine. Just give him time, it always works. I am an acquired taste. The first time you hear me, now for the first time you see me on YouTube, you might be like, well, this is... Yeah, I get it. I got to hit the gym. I gotta hit the gym. I understand that. But I'm a lean cuisine. I wear basically women's jeans. Well, not all the time, but where you got those jeans from, and they damn sure weren't the men's department. But I could fit in some women's jeans. If they're a nice pair of jeans, I'm going to wear them. But I got skinny legs, girls, chicken legs. Girls would kill for them. My ass looks like a balloon that you take the air out of it. And yeah, I got a little bit of a round face. It is what it is. Those are genetics. Sometimes the weight goes to my stomach, my little dad bod, although I guess I'm a cat dad now, so I guess I'm technically a dad. Don't have actual human children, but I do have a cat. But this is your chance to see me. This is your chance to hear me, and sometimes the first time you're like, I don't know. But I am an acquired taste, and give it time, it always works. Positive Tommy is bringing you a Knicks championship, and my fellow Met fans, don't worry, I will bring you this as well with the Mets. And of course, we're super excited about the Giants as well. This could be a very, very, very big year in New York sports with the Knicks kicking it off. Let's go to Dave on the fan. I'm pretty sure he's with us now. Dave, what do you got? Yeah. Well, listen, I understand. Yes, I know. Look, yep. Yeah. Do I think I'm a bigger Knick fan than McMonagle? Yes. But my understanding, Dave, okay, you don't have to get all loud about it. Okay. Yep. Yeah. Okay. No, well, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. At the end there, if you didn't hear it, he said, "Tell Evan I said hi." I'm not going to do that. That's like when people tell you to tell your mom I said hi. Does anybody actually tell their mom hi? Nobody. Never in the history of tell your mom I said hi does mom ever get that hi ever. Tell your mother I said hello. Yeah, will do. No chance. I'm not telling my mother you said hello. Why am I going to do that? I'm going to go out of my way. By the way, Mom, so-and-so said hello. You want to say hello to my mom? You go say hello to her. This isn't 1950 where you got to send a carrier pigeon to communicate with people. You call her up. You text her. You hit her up on whatever she's on. You go hit her up. You go tell her hello. I'm not going to do that. By the way, 16 people that I ran into today, Mom, they want me to tell you that they said hello. So, Dave, I'm not going to tell these people that you said hello as well. 888-808-1019 is the phone number to call. It is after hours here on The Fan. Let's go to Andrew in Pittsburgh. What's up, Drew?
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
I think I don't want to throw a wet blanket on the Knicks. I was born and raised in Queens.
I feel a butt coming, and not the Jennifer Lopez type. I think there's a butt coming here, not a B-U-T-T, but a B-U-T, Andrew. I would just say tread lightly here. I'm going to allow it, but I feel a butt.
You can call it anything you want, but the Knicks haven't won anything
yet. They've won the championship tonight. You didn't hear about that? You've been up the town a little bit. Maybe they didn't go and tell you that, but they won the championship tonight. You think they're losing 4 games? You think they're losing 4 games in this series?
They can certainly win.
Do you think they're losing 4 games in this series? The questions will get harder as we go. Yes or no? Do you think they're winning? Do you think they're losing 4 games in the series?
Listen.
I'm listening, but you're not saying anything. Do you think they're losing 4 games in the series?
Anything can happen. It's 1-0.
No. It's not 1-0. They've ripped off 12 in a row now. They're not losing the series. It's over. The Spurs don't have the experience. They don't have the internal fortitude to win this series. They're done. They're cooked.
Dude. This is the problem.
What's the problem? What's the problem? No, you're the problem because we're trying to celebrate a Knicks championship and you're trying to throw cold water on it.
What? You haven't won it yet.
It's over.
You haven't won it the series.
Andrew, what basketball team do you root for? What basketball team do you root for?
Oh my God!
What basketball team do you root for?
What basketball
team do you root for? Answer the question. I'm not asking for your social security number. Just tell me the basketball team you root for. No, he hung up. Now, you see what I have to go through, YouTube? Somebody's sitting there right now on his computer. That's Lou Gower. He's mean to the callers. He's just a jerk. What the heck are they doing to him on the air? His uncle must be the architect. By the way, if my uncle was the architect, don't you think I'd be an afternoon drive? Or morning drive. Why would I be at night? I love being at night, though, by the way. This is great because I could be the first voice on the air when the Knicks win the championship. It's over. It's OVA. Over. Enjoy it. Because I am. That great train has pulled into the station. I'm getting a seat on it. I already got a seat on it. You can get one too. Or you could be like Andrew, and you could be, if he even was a Knicks fan, he couldn't even tell me if he was a Knicks fan or not. So in all likelihood, he wasn't. But that's okay. I don't know if he's part of the coalition indicators. I don't know if he's a salty Celtic fan or Laker fan or any of these other teams that are long since home. Bottom line is this. You're not going to break up my party. That's the bottom line. You're not going to break up the party of this city because we're about to have the biggest party in the history of this city. 888-808-1019 is the phone number to call. It is after hours. It is Loogie in the Late Night here on The Fan. Hello, YouTube. Hello to my loyal listeners here on After Hours. I have you for another 90 minutes here on The Fan. We'll continue to take your calls, your reaction as the Knicks take Game 1 in this series against the Spurs. 888-808-1019. That is the phone number to join the conversation. Tommy Lugauer, Loogie in the Late Night here on The Fan.
Game 1 saw the Knicks continue their postseason dream run, but there is more work to be done. Tomorrow's Game 2 brings an opportunity to take a commanding series lead back home to Broadway. But will young Wemby have something to say about that? The latest breaking Knicks news, the biggest Knicks opinions, and the most trusted voices delivering them all live here. Your home for New York sports is 101.9 FM, WFAN.
Looking for the best value on new tires? Get to Town Fair Tire. We honor every valid manufacturer's and competitor rebates and give you the guaranteed lowest price. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire. Hi, this is Stu Leonard. My wife Kim and I lost our 2-year-old son Stewie to a drowning accident.
Do you know what we learned? If everyone is watching, no one is watching. Don't take your eyes off your child. When Kim and I are around the water with our grandsons, our phones are down and our eyes are open. Be safe. Phones down, eyes open. Learn more at stewietheduck.org.
With over 90 years of combined legal experience representing the law enforcement community, Decolator Cohen & DePrisco, LLP, continues to strive to educate police officers of their civil rights to sue in line-of-duty accident cases. The 2026 Police Officers' Right to Sue newsletter can be viewed on policeofficersrighttosue.com and provides successful results in varying line-of-duty accident cases. These results include damages recovered from RMP accidents involving the City of New York and civilian motorists, station house defects, ricochet injuries from the range, private premises slip and falls, sidewalk slip and falls, construction defects, snow and ice cases, and injuries emanating from defective RMPs. In any LOD accident, it is important for the officer to take photographs of any defects, injuries, or damage. It is also essential to draft the line-of-duty report and detail the cause of the accident in the paperwork. Remember, there's a 90-day time limitation to file a claim against a municipality. If any law enforcement member has a question regarding a potential lawsuit, contact Decolator Cohen & DePrisco, LLP at policeofficersrighttosue.com or call 1-800-901-1529.
You've probably heard all those ads for life insurance. Just a few dollars a day, apply online in minutes, no medical exam. Simple, easy, and cheap, right? Now you're thinking, maybe I should get a quote. Well, smart thinking. Everyone should have life insurance. But here's what they don't tell you. Those few dollars a day rates, they're for young people in perfect health. That's why everyone calls Big Lou the 50 to 60-year-old not-so-perfect candidate. Like you. You take prescription meds and you're overweight. Winner, winner, fried chicken dinner. Well, Big Lou works with life insurance companies that want people like you with no surprises after you apply. In fact, if you're a 50-year-old guy with a few health glitches, Lou could probably find you $1 million of term life coverage for about $200 a month. So yeah, you need life insurance. But unless you're young and healthy, you gotta call Big Lou because he's like you, older, heavier, and on meds too. Get a quote right now at 800-700-6898, 800-700-6898, or biglou.com.
Imagine a gentleman's club with over 200 gorgeous exotic dancers every week.
Hey, big boy.
From the people who make fantasies come true, Gallagher's 2000 in Long Island City is the place to be. Gallagher's 2000, a gentleman's club for today, gentlemen. Gallagher's 2000 features 2 floors, 3 stages, discounted drinks, VIP, champagne rooms, and dinner specials every night. Gallagher's 2000 offers complimentary lunch Thursdays and Fridays with any drink purchase.
Come on down, big boy.
Gallagher's 2000 is New York's largest upscale gentleman's club, and Gallagher's 2000's bachelor parties will blow you away. For their bachelor party specials, call 718-361-1348. Gallagher's 2000 is located at 4319 37th Street in Long Island City, Queens, just a half a block north of Queens Boulevard. Call 718-361-1348. Gallagher's 2000 is unlike any club in New York. Come tonight for the time of your life. Gallagher's 2000.
Let your imagination run wild.
This is attorney J.J. Hill of Shulman & Hill Injury Lawyers. From New Dorp to New Springville, we are New York. When there's a rideshare accident in Richmond and Platinum Ave, we won't let the insurance company take you for a ride. Shulman & Hill has recovered more than $1 billion for our injured clients with no upfront fees. No one fights harder for New York. Every borough, every block. We are New York. Get a free case review. Search Shulman & Hill Injury Lawyers. That's Shulman & Hill Injury Lawyers.
Hey! My dad is bringing home the best birthday cake ever!
It was my 5th birthday, and my dad was bringing home the cake.
Should have been here a half hour ago.
The cake never made it, and neither did my dad.
911, what's your emergency?
That was the day a drunk driver killed my dad.
Daddy?
Impaired drivers take lives. Think.
Sponsored by the New York State Governor's Traffic Safety Committee. Aired in cooperation with the New York State Broadcasters Association.
Get the scuttlebutt on your favorite team, the Fan, on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
$12:31
Here on the fan in New York City, Tommy Lugauer. Loogie. I know everybody out there had a very pleasant Luke evening. 888-808-1019 is the phone number to call. The Knicks won the championship tonight. It's gonna be a sweep, so I'm already thinking about the parade here. So if Game 4 is a Wednesday, that means the parade will be June 12th, I would think, on the Friday. Ready to rock, which I'm all for. I don't have to be at work that night. If the parade's on a Friday, it will truly be after hours. And after hours is the one you want to attend. Because not only is your boy off, but basically everybody's off. Nobody goes to work on Friday anymore. The only people that go to work on Friday anymore is the people on the on-air staff here that work on Fridays. Who the heck works on Fridays anymore? Fridays is the new Saturdays. Saturdays is the new Sundays. Sundays is the same Saturdays and Fridays. Monday is kind of like a Sunday now. Tuesday, maybe people going to work. Wednesday, definitely everybody goes to work. And that's about it. You got a one-day work week. But you have so many meetings on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but actually physically going into the office, that's Wednesday. That's about it. So as long as the parade's on a Wednesday, everybody's going to be good. But yours truly on a Friday, it's going to be absolutely off the charts. This parade, which will have, I would say, north of 3 million people at it. North of 3 million. If it's on any day of the week, but certainly on a Friday, it will be the biggest party that we have ever seen in a city known for its partying. It's the only place on the planet at 4 a.m. that you can get a slice of pizza and a Cadillac. That's what New York City is. It truly never sleeps, except for 2020. Then it went to bed. Then it was in sleep by like 9 o'clock at night, and maybe 10. But outside of 2020, and maybe early 21. But outside of that, it never sleeps, and it's not going to sleep. And if I got the day off, I'm telling you right now, I'm going to be at that parade, and then after hours. And after hours is the one you want to attend. 888-808-1019 is the phone number to call. We'll get to all your reaction now. I know everybody's fired up for this Knicks victory. Let's go to Van in Staten Island. What's up, Van?
Hey, how are you doing, Tommy?
I'm great, bro. Hope you're doing the same.
Same. I just wanted to say, I think the Knicks won because of me.
Yes. Why is that? What'd you do?
Yeah. Well, the first thing I did was I went to Ralph's Italian Ices,
Beautiful.
and I had the new Brunson blender.
Really?
Flavor.
So Brunson has a new flavor or a flavor at Ralph's Italian Ices. What kind of flavor is it? What are we working with?
It's just vanilla with orange dreamsicle.
Okay.
It was pretty good.
Yeah, I love vanilla. So you had me at hello on that one. And when did you have this? Right before tip-off?
Yeah, I would say like about an hour before, maybe.
Yeah, a beautiful day for it, by the way. This is as perfect a day as you could ever get weather-wise. I'm just hoping and wishing that this is going to be the weather we get for the parade because it was spotless outside. Spotless. About 80s, low 80s, full sunshine, no humidity. It was amazing.
Yes, and the second thing was when the Knicks were down 15, something told me to put a live bet on them, and ever since I put that bet, they just came back, and looks like they woke up in the third quarter.
Yeah, I mean, they won the game, Van, and now you could buy an entire store at Ralph's. I mean, you could buy an entire Ralph's. Because I think they're like plus 600, plus 700, probably at their most juiciest on the money line. I got in the mix there. The Knicks have been very and always gamble responsibly. The Knicks have been very profitable in this run and very enjoyable. And yeah, it's amazing. I've told the story a bunch on the air tonight, but if you're just tuning in on YouTube, what's up? If you're listening on the radio, I was driving into work tonight, and the bars were legitimately, because I got a watch party coming up on Friday. Once I have the full details on everything, meaning if I have a live read in front of me and I can just tell you all, because I don't want to just, I think it'll be this, I think it'll be that. You don't need that. You want exact details. So once I have the exact details, point by point, I'll give them to you, and we'll go from there. But I'm driving around going, this is insane. There are lines to get in some of these places. On a Wednesday night, I know it's New York City, but still, it's Wednesday night. Game 2, Friday night, after this type of victory, and now we can all smell it. We can taste it. We can lick it. I probably shouldn't do that lick it on YouTube. It's a family show. I apologize for that. Although it is after hours, so we could really get a little spicier. But we could do all those type of things. We can feel it. That's where we're at. And you have a Friday night in the greatest city in the world. Let's go. Let's go. Let's head to Bob in Keyport on the fan. Bob, what can I do you for?
What's going on, Tommy?
You tell me, brother. What's going on?
Listen, gotta stay positive.
Always.
But it's hard to be positive when the Spurs are up 1-0 analytically in the series. It's
you know
really
what?
hard.
That's you know what, Bob. I did get a text from Kenny Atkinson after the game, and he wanted to tell the audience that even though the Spurs did not, in fact, win the game, even though they had a double-digit lead in the third quarter, lost by double digits, they did, in fact, win the game analytically, and they are now up 1-0 analytically in this series. Analytically speaking.
Did you see the analytical Larry O'Brien trophy? It's beautiful.
I did. In fact, the analytical finals is going on right now between the Cavs and the Thunder.
We spoke about that a couple nights ago.
It's airing on ESPN 13. That's what it's airing on right now.
Yes, the Thunder won last night, 194-22.
194-22, but analytically, Bob, it was a lot closer than that score would indicate. It was 194-22, but analytically speaking, it was a lot closer. But yeah, I heard from Kenny Atkinson about that. The Spurs analytically outplayed the Knicks tonight and actually won the game. So they're up 1-0 analytically in this series. 888-808-1019 is the phone number to call. Let's go to Erwin in Mahwah, New Jersey. What's up, Erwin?
I'm watching the game with my 87-year-old parents.
Love it.
I've never been happier before. My father called the third quarter. He said they'll be tied at 76. I couldn't believe it. And my mom told me to relax. I was taking edibles, and she's like, just
taking
relax.
some edibles. Well, shouldn't the edibles make you relax, though? Shouldn't that really?
That's why I was taking them. I was so nervous. I couldn't actually fathom going down 0-1 to them.
Yeah, I would have. No, listen, you do these things at your own peril, but I would have probably taken the edible maybe a little bit earlier, so it kicked in by the time you were getting in that agita period in the third quarter?
Yeah, well, the time it kicked in, I was really enjoying myself in the fourth quarter because we played our hearts out. And Brunson made that shot. My mother called it. She said, Brunson's going to hit a three-pointer.
Yeah, in the corner.
He did.
Yep.
That three-pointer made the difference in the game.
Yeah, it was off an offensive rebound, and you're right. That was a huge three, and they took off from there. I think it made it a 4-point game, something like that. But it was a massive three for Brunson, and he was unbelievable again down the stretch as he is the best player in this series. And Erwin, whether you're on an edible or not, the Knicks are just a joy to watch. I mean, isn't that not New York City in a nutshell? Erwin and his 86-year-old parents watching the Knick game and Erwin on an edible. Our digital department's already here. Did I stay on too long? Is it 6 a.m.? Maybe our digital team has showed up. Maybe I've been on the air since 6 a.m. I think we're just capturing images from Madison Square Garden and so forth. 888-808-1019 is the phone number to call. But yeah, that pretty much sums up our great city. Two 86-year-olds, God bless them, 86 years young. Their son, Erwin, enjoying basketball because sports is the family business, for sure. We're made it for life like geese with our teams. We grew up rooting for the teams that we grew up for because of a grandparent, because of a parent, because of an uncle, because of an aunt, or an aunt, as some would say, a cousin, whatever the case may be, brother, sister. And now we all get to enjoy it together. And you get to enjoy an edible in the third quarter. 888-808-1019. Is the phone number to call. No edibles for your boy on Friday, but we'll be knocking back Coronas big time. 88. I'm going to the moon. I'll see you at the stars. 888-808-1019 is the phone number to call. Caroline is in Westchester County. What's going on, Caroline?
Hi, what's going on, Positive Tommy?
What is happening?
I just want to say I appreciate your show.
Thank you.
I'm a major Knicks fan.
Thank you.
I'm 59 years old, but I'm a diva, so you give me a hug. You know? And
I'm going to give you a big old bear hug at the parade. I'll see you out there. I'll pin something on my phone.
As long as nobody gets crazy, right?
Nobody's
going to remember, never forget.
Yeah, freedom. Absolutely not. No, 100%. Everybody's going to be on the up and up. It's going to be great.
And I'm so psyched for the Knicks.
Yeah, you got to be, Caroline.
And I enjoy your show.
Thank you.
So I'm from Westchester County, originally from Yonkers. That's why I have a Brooklyn accent.
Well,
people. And yay, Knicks.
Go ahead, Caroline. It's your show. I'm just living with you. Yeah, I don't. Is there really a Brooklyn accent? I mean, I know people think there are. I mean, to me, it's a New York accent. I'm sorry. I don't want to get into this conversation tonight. But whether you're from Staten Island, the Shallon Land, or whether you're from Brooklyn, or whether you're from like me, Long Island, we're all got the New York accent. That's really what we're rocking with here, or Yonkers, or whatever the case may be. Bottom line is this: we're all pumped up. We're all fired up for this Knicks run, including Jim in Queens. What's going on, Jimmy?
Hey, Tommy, how's it going?
It's going great. Hope you're doing well, my friend.
Yeah. I got 2 points for you tonight.
Go ahead.
First, what's going on with Brunson in the beginning of the game? We got he's passing the ball too much. He's not taking it to the rim. What's going on?
I think he's just saving some gas in the tank for the fourth quarter. I think it was rust. I think he got banged up a little bit. But the bottom line is this: he showed up when it matters the most, like he always does, and he was able to put this team on his back.
He did that great. Next point. What about Cat's defense? That was incredible.
Played his ass off. They wouldn't have been in the situation they were in, meaning within striking distance, and I appreciate the call, Jimbo, if it not for Karl-Anthony Towns, who was fired up. And look, Cat has been labeled a lot of things by a lot of people, and I understand it. Whether it's soft, the low basketball IQ, isn't always the most aggressive on offense, the defense at times. Look, I've even said it, the guy can't guard a Christmas tree. But Karl-Anthony Towns has been unbelievable, really ever since the deadline. And I credit to the Giannis nonsense, where I think Karl-Anthony Towns took it personally, kind of like MJ in The Last Dance. He took it personally because it probably meant that Cat would be out of here if Giannis came into town. And look, Giannis needed the Knicks more than the Knicks needed Giannis. I don't know. How could that not be more abundantly clear? Is it abundantly or abundantly? Doesn't matter. We're not. Let's be real here. I say, you say, who cares? If I get a word right, I don't get a word right. Are you really expecting much here as far as the wordsmanship? Easy for me to say. Karl-Anthony Towns, I think, it was weighing on him. And once the deadline came and went, and Giannis wasn't a Knick, I think Cat was able to focus mentally. He realized he would be a part of this team, be a part of this run. He would get to finish what he was brought in here to do. And Cat is not only playing his best basketball of his Knick career, he's playing the best basketball of his entire career. And this is a guy who went to the Western Conference Finals with Minnesota. This is a all-star year in and year out. What he has done, and credit if the story is true, he marched into Mike Brown's office and said, the offense, and I'm paraphrasing, I wasn't there, but he basically walked in and said, yo, Mike Brown. I don't know if he says, yo, Mike Brown, or he says, hey, Mike Brown, or Mike Brown, what's going on? But whatever he said to introduce the conversation, what followed, paraphrasing reportedly, is we got to run the offense through me. And Mike Brown said, that's a great idea. And ever since they've been doing that, the Knicks have taken off. Run the offense through Cat, and then let Jalen Brunson finish things. Rinse and repeat. But Cat has been unbelievable on both ends of the floor. No doubt about that. 888-808-1019 is the phone number to call. Let's go to Ross in Bergen County. What's up, Ross?
Mr. Lugie, how you doing, man?
Great, bro. Good to hear from you.
Good hearing from you too, bro. Listen, I'm fired up right off the bat. That Brunson shot in the corner, one of those, like you guys used to run the promo. When this happened, you heard it on the fan. It's one of those moments.
Yeah.
You'll always know where you were when it happened, bro. And just a quick reality check with this team, bro. Listen, you're the power of positivity. You'll say it yourself. It got to a point with the 2-1. Talk about another spot. I remember where I was night one of the draft. I just got back from a draft watch party. I put you on the air. And I remember you saying it got to a point where we were staring down 2-1, face with the base in the barrel, and you even kind of laid off the positivity and had reality of, all right, Mike Brown, wake the bleep up. That's how real
he was getting out coached, and I think
you were being realistic.
Well, it wasn't even necessarily being realistic. I think I owed it to my audience that night, who was frustrated to be down 2-1 and to have two bad losses in a row. I owed it to them to kind of lay it out and be like, hey, if they don't, I think they'll win the series, but if they don't, there's going to be major changes.
But, bro, like the fact that, and this is a story, this is a conversation for another day, but everything with the Mets and how you've always given the benefit of the doubt. I mean, this team that's putting up historic numbers, and I'm only saying this in hindsight because how much did we need those two games looking back?
It was a wake-up call.
The way
Clearly.
they've done them.
It was a kick in the ass.
The way they've won those games, man, it's unreal, bro. I'm still trying to process this run as it's going on, bro.
Yeah, it's one of those things, Ross, where you can't process it. You're in a state of trance. You are in, maybe you're like the other guy that called up that was going pretty hard. He was going ham on the edibles. My suggestion is don't try to process it. Enjoy it. We are all in a state of euphoria, and not just the TV show, which I still haven't seen yet. As you know, I got to wait till the end of the season, which just happened. I heard this finale was terrible, but my girl Sydney Sweeney showed a lot in the series, so I'll be in the mix for the season, or just in general in the series, I should say. But yeah, I haven't checked it out yet. But we are all in a state of euphoria. And I think we should live in that state for as long as humanly possible, because sports can be a cruel, 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 cruel mistress. But in this instance, ride the wave. The coalition of Knick haters, they're waving the white flag. You know that. All of those guys, they're done. Evan will bend the knee. Portnoy will bend the knee. Skip Bayless will bend the knee. Draymond Green will bend the knee. They're all going to wave the white flags. They know it's over. Listen, it was a great run. If you hate the Knicks, you had a great run. If you laughed LOL Knicks and had fun at the expense of Dolan and this franchise and this fan base, you had a great run. Nothing lasts forever. But now it's time to step aside, eat your crow, and you will have a front row seat for the greatest parade in the history of this town, in the history of this city, which is lining up, I think, to be a Friday. Unless my math is off here. Game 4 Wednesday, parade on Friday. Don't do the parade on Thursday. Come on. Have it on Friday. Some of us got to go to work on Thursday night. 888-808-1019 is the phone number to call. Let's go. Where do I want to go here? No, here. Let's go to Joe in Rockland. What's up, Joe?
Luke, how you doing tonight?
Doing great, bro. Good to hear from you.
I got to tell you, there's some days that you can't even imagine how they come together.
Mm-hmm.
I had a proposal today. She said yes, and then I had to go think about the Knicks for the rest of the night. And to have those two things come together, it's a night that you just
let me ask you this, Joe. Did your lovely fiance reconsider her decision? You're telling me you got engaged and then what, you told her to hit the bricks and then you go watch the game? What was the situation?
No,
she watched it with you?
I was getting the updates through the rest of the night, but the Knicks were on my mind. Maybe a little bit on the back burner, unfortunately.
Were you watching the game or were you doing engagement type of things?
No, we were doing engagement type of things.
I got you.
But you just have those days you were mentioning it before. You just can't even process it. You can't process days like that.
Well, Joe, for you, it's a day that you'll never forget. You'll always look back on this as the day that you got engaged to your beautiful bride to be, and then also you got to see the Knicks win a championship. Although you didn't technically get to see it, but you got to feel it. You got updates on it because this series is over. OVA, it's a wrap. And I have been telling you guys and gals for a week, hi YouTube, that this series would end in 5. It's going to end in 4. I don't think the Spurs get off the mat. And until this Knicks team loses, how could anybody get in front of a microphone and say, well, the Knicks they're going to lose this game? Really? They haven't lost in over a month. You're going to have to drive the stake through their heart, and I just don't see it. They're definitely not losing 4 games. Definitely not. They might lose 1. They might feel sorry for the Spurs and go, you know what? We'll give them 1 game. But game 4 right now, Madison Square Garden, those tickets are probably going to go for, a lot of boxes of ziti. It's a lot of fajuls. Manigot. 100 years you've been making manigot. It's going to go for a lot of boxes of fajuls. I'm known from Mulberry Street around the world. But that's the deal. It's going to be a lot of money. But it's going to be a party of a lifetime, starting from when they clinch it, to the parade, to the after hours of the parade, and then for weeks to come. And it's the summer. The weather, and you know what happens in the summer. I don't have to tell you, fellas. You walk around the city when the weather gets warmer, how you doing? I mean, that's just the way it works. They go, the nice-looking ladies, they go south for the winter. You can't even see a kneecap walking the street when you walk on the streets. It's like everybody's triple layered. The weather warms up, ready to go. The bars are packed. The Knicks are in the finals. They're 3 wins away from a championship. It is absolute bedlam in Manhattan right now. 888-808-1019 is the phone number to call. Danny is in Whitestone. What's up, Danny?
Hey, how's it going, Tommy?
Hey, great.
Just calling to tell you, Game 7 that the Spurs just played, they only shot 45% field goal percentage. The Knicks have been doing it 52% or higher. And they've been having garbage time with, whatever. Their field goal percentage actually will be higher. What I'm trying to tell you guys is that, this is a no contest, just like you're saying, Tommy.
Yeah.
Like, we got home field advantage now going forward.
Yep.
And this series is looking really, really good in our favor. And, parade is coming. Parade is coming.
No, absolutely. The parade it's just a matter of when the parade's going to be. As the late, great Charlie Murphy once said, it was a landslide victory. And that's what it is. Game blouses. That was actually Prince. Really, Dave Chappelle as Prince, telling the story of playing basketball against Prince. Yo, man, I'm not on your team. But he started calling out these plays. I heard Brunson tonight. Computer blue. Darling picky. But that's what was happening. Look, it's too easy. It's just, this is the best. This is the best. Because I could be as cocky, as arrogant, as... Is jubilation a word? I think it is. But what would you use if you didn't use jubilation? Doesn't matter. YouTube could tell me. I can't see what you're telling me, but maybe you can get it to somebody on YouTube to tell me. Bottom line is this. You wait a lifetime for this type of run, and when you get it, ride the wave, ride the party, and enjoy it to its fullest degree. Sean is in the shallow land of Staten Island. What's up, Sean?
Hi, Tommy. Just wanted to say the show was just downright awesome tonight.
Thank you.
I had two things to add. One about the Knicks, and then one also a follow-up on the caller before about Ralph.
Yeah,
So
about Ralph.
one,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Karl Anthony Towns, just the way he shut down Wembanyama tonight was just downright awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And Jalen Brunson, it's incredible the way he takes over fourth quarters.
Insane.
Is just ridiculous. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that.
No, he's the clutchest player in the sport. And he's Jeter, he's Eli, he's all those things wrapped into one. Undersized, underdog, at times undervalued, and he just has the heart of a champion. He is the king of New York. He is basketball in this town royalty as far as just what he's about to do for all of us. And he's not alone. Obviously, they built this team around him. If they didn't have the team around him, they wouldn't be winning the championship, but they'd also be nothing without Jalen Brunson. He started all of this. He was the big move that Leon Rose made, which was not the most popular decision, but it turned out to be the best thing that Leon Rose and this franchise has ever done, bringing in Jalen Brunson, and now we will have that championship for the first time in 53 years.
Exactly. And about Ralph, I don't mean to knock Ralph. I don't mean to be like,
Well, hold on a second now. Wait a minute now. You might be entering a world of pain here. You about to take a shot at Ralph's? Feels like it.
No, definitely not.
Okay.
But I feel like I came up with the first Jalen Brunson special ever.
Oh boy. What was this? A night in college or something like that? You were kind of. I need this. You were like the MacGyver of putting together Italian ISIS.
It was the blue Hawaiian mixed with the orange. That is the Jalen Brunson special through and through.
That's the special? Only the best. I didn't know that was the special. If that's the special and it's only the best, it's just for good measures. That's what you got to do. Hey, look, we're all going to try to claim this, that, and the other. If you think you made the first ever Jalen Brunson ice or pizza or whatever the case may be, have at it. We all got plenty of things that we're all the undisputed this, and there's probably a lot of disputing it. But the bottom line is, this is the best. And you're spot on with Karl Anthony Towns. His defense was tremendous. He was unbelievable. He was a big part of the comeback in the third quarter. When Brunson was kind of going through it and struggling, Karl Anthony Towns, Cat, was the guy, as the offense is being run through him, his D, his rebounding, everything. Everything and more. From a guy that has his fair share of critics, he has been silencing them. He will continue to silence them, as he is 3 wins away from being an NBA champion. And along with Brunson, because I think it's those two guys at the head of the table, not outside of a Dolan, outside of a Leon Rose, a Mike Brown, when we're talking about just the players, those two guys kind of sit at the head of the table because they're the stars. They need help. The guys around them are just as important, but the two stars are always going to get that star treatment for years and years to come. And Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns are those two dudes, for sure. 888-808-1019 is the phone number to call. 888-808-1019. That is the phone number to join the conversation for the next hour here on After Hours. Knicks take game 1 of the NBA Finals. The Fan Focus. That is presented by We'll start that over again. Can you do a little rewind? Remember John Cena, the prototype, that gimmick that he had before he got up into the WWE? He would do a promo and then he would do it in like rewind. We'll just rewind that one because I screwed up the read and we want to give Chef IQ their due here. The Fan Focus is presented by Chef IQ. Watch the game, not the grill. Get your gear at chefiq.com. It's Jalen Brunson, the king of New York, as clutch as it gets. Jeter, Eli, Brunson, Messier. Say no more. Absolute royalty in this city for what he has done for this franchise, for what he has done for this fan base, for what he means and represents. We can never repay him. That's how much we thank him. That's how great he is. That's how clutch he is. And most importantly, it's clutch. You know, Jalen Brunson is going to have a situation throughout his career now, from what it's been to what it's going to end up, where nobody is going to go in front of a microphone. I'm talking national media, even local media. They're never going to go in front of a microphone and say, Jalen Brunson is the best player in the sport. Jalen Brunson is a top 5 player in the sport. Jalen Brunson is this. Jalen Brunson is that. You're never going to hear that. But you know what you're going to hear? Jalen Brunson, when the chips were down, he was the best player in the sport. When the money was on the line, Jalen Brunson was the best player in the sport. When this team, when this city needed him, Jalen Brunson answered the bell. And Jalen Brunson has ice water flowing through his veins. He is Captain Clutch. He is the captain of this team. He is everything. Just like Jeter wasn't the best baseball player or Eli wasn't the best quarterback. But you know what they were? Gamers. They had heart. They had guts. They had intestinal fortitude. Never say die. They got better when the game got bigger and the moments got tougher. And those type of players are beloved in this town. Beloved. Because it's not only about championships, but it's what you do in those clutch moments that separate you from, because there's a lot of great players that have played basketball here. And I've said this before, I love Patrick Ewing. Patrick Ewing was the first athlete that I ever, fell in love with as a fan. So I love the Knicks. I love Patrick Ewing. And this isn't about necessarily taking a shot at Patrick, but the bottom line is this: Jalen Brunson is going to pass him on the all-time list. Patrick Ewing, as far as both ends of the floor, better basketball player because he could play defense with the best of them and was great offensively. And yeah, the supporting cast wasn't as great around Patrick. And certainly if it was, or if he was healthy in 99, who knows? But you know what? Those are the breaks. That's sports. Jalen Brunson, as far as a two-way player, is not better than Patrick Ewing. But as far as being a better Knick, Jalen Brunson is better once he wins this championship, which is going to happen very, very soon. 888-808-1019 is the phone number to call. It is after hours. It is Lukey in the late night here on the Fan. Another hour to go. But that's plenty of time to take your calls, your reaction to the Knicks once again winning a playoff game as the streak continues. They're up 1-0 in their series in the NBA Finals against the Spurs. Game 2 will be Friday night in San Antonio. 888-808-1019. It is after hours. Lukey in the late night here on the Fan.
It's the Carton Show with Craig Carton and Chris McMonagle. Afternoons 2 to 7 on the Fan, 101.9 FM.
Juju Smith-Schuster is now a Giant. Braxton Berrios is now a Giant. And, of course, number 13, Odell Beckham Jr. is now a Giant.
Get the Carton Show on demand. Available on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, and the free Odyssey app.
Everybody knows Town Fair Tire is New England's largest name-brand discount tire dealer, beating all the local competitors with our guaranteed lowest prices. And now, with over 120 stores throughout New England, we beat all the competition, including the warehouse clubs, the online sites, and the local dealers. Yes, we beat them all with the absolute guaranteed lowest price on name-brand tires. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody!
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
At City Harvest, we're on the road every day rescuing millions of pounds of nutritious food for New Yorkers in need, transforming surplus food into sustenance, sustainability, and smiles. That's how we feed good. Donate at cityharvest.org.
You've probably heard all those ads for life insurance. Just a few dollars a day, apply online in minutes, no medical exam. Simple, easy, and cheap, right? Now you're thinking, maybe I should get a quote. Well, smart thinking. Everyone should have life insurance. But here's what they don't tell you. Those few dollars a day rates, they're for young people in perfect health. That's why everyone calls Big Lou the 50 to 60-year-old not-so-perfect candidate. Like you. You take prescription meds and you're overweight. Winner, winner, fried chicken dinner. Well, Big Lou works with life insurance companies that want people like you with no surprises after you apply. In fact, if you're a 50-year-old guy with a few health glitches, Lou could probably find you $1 million of term life coverage for about $200 a month. So yeah, you need life insurance. But unless you're young and healthy, you gotta call Big Lou because he's like you, older, heavier, and on meds too. Get a quote right now at 800-700-6898, 800-700-6898, or biglou.com.
See website for details. BillsHappen.com is not a lender. It does not make credit decisions. Must be 18 years old. Not available in all states.
Honey, everything is so expensive, and our bills are piling up.
You're telling me credit cards are maxed out, rent is due, and the car payment's right around the corner? We need some extra cash.
We should do what my friend from work did. She went to BillsHappen.com and got the money she needed the next day.
Our credit is not great. Are you sure that would work for us?
BillsHappen.com is one of the largest personal loan networks. They can help people with all credit types get up to $5,000.
Sounds like it's going to be a hassle.
My friend said it was super easy. She did it right from her phone during her lunch break.
If you have a regular source of income, you can be approved for a loan for up to $5,000, and your cash can hit your bank account the next day. BillsHappen.com's lenders have millions of dollars to lend, regardless of your credit history.
Guess what? I went to BillsHappen.com, and we're getting our money tomorrow.
Wow, that's fast. Problem solved.
If you need extra cash, go to BillsHappen.com. That's BillsHappen.com. BillsHappen.com.
Hi, this is Stu Leonard. My wife Kim and I lost our 2-year-old son Stewie to a drowning accident. Do you know what we learned? If everyone is watching, no one is watching. Don't take your eyes off your child. When Kim and I are around the water with our grandsons, our phones are down and our eyes are open. Be safe. Phones down, eyes open. Learn more at stewietheduck.org.
With over 90 years of combined legal experience representing the law enforcement community, Decolator Cohen & DePrisco, LLP, continues to strive to educate police officers of their civil rights to sue in line-of-duty accident cases. The 2026 Police Officers' Right to Sue newsletter can be viewed on policeofficersrighttosue.com and provides successful results in varying line-of-duty accident cases. These results include damages recovered from RMP accidents involving the City of New York and civilian motorists, station house defects, ricochet injuries from the range, private premises slip and falls, sidewalk slip and falls, construction defects, snow and ice cases, and injuries emanating from defective RMPs. In any LOD accident, it is important for the officer to take photographs of any defects, injuries, or damage. It is also essential to draft the line-of-duty report and detail the cause of the accident in the paperwork. Remember, there's a 90-day time limitation to file a claim against a municipality. If any law enforcement member has a question regarding a potential lawsuit, contact Decolator Cohen & DePrisco, LLP at policeofficersrighttosue.com or call 1-800-901-1529.
Talk sports with Craig Carton and Chris McMonagle on The Carton Show. Afternoons from 2 to 7 on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, and Odyssey Sports Station. Talk New York sports here. The Fan.
104 here on the Fan in New York City. Tommy Lugauer. Oogie. It is after hours here on the Fan. 888-808-1019. That is the phone number to call. Knicks take game one of this series, and this is my mindset. Until this team loses, and I don't think they're going to, but until they lose, I think they're going to win every game. Every single game. Doesn't matter if they're down 14. Doesn't matter if they're down 22. Doesn't matter if they're rusty or Brunson's having a bad game. They are just on one of these runs. They're at the craps table on a heater. That's what it is. That's the only example I can think of. Oh, okay, I'll give you one that's a little bit. You're on the beer pong table, which I'm more of a flip cup guy because it's more conversational. I mean, you play beer pong and it's basically four dudes playing for like a half hour. That's no fun. But you get the flip cup. You're going to have more games. Like 5 minutes, you play like 6 games. You cross the way from a lady. You strike up a conversation. It's a team sport. It's very easy. I'm more of a flip cup guy. But, you know, you're hot at the bing bong. You're hot at the beer pong table. That's a Freudian slip. You're hot at the beer pong table, and you can't miss. Little bounce, off the wall, no look. Game, blouses. That's where the Knicks are at right now. It's such a heater that I am beyond confident and cocky that no matter what is thrown their way, they're going to be able to not only overcome it, but to do it in style. Another double-digit win on the road. They won this game by double digits. This is an all-time heater, and there is no end in sight. And I'm going to ride the wave and momentum of this team. 888-808-1019 is the phone number to call. Let's go to JP in Bridgeport, Connecticut. What's up, JP? It's after hours, by the way. Loogie in the late night here on The Fan. What can I do you for, bro?
Hey, Tommy, I'm going to stray you away from the Knicks a little bit.
Yeah.
I just want to talk about Jalen Brunson compared to Aaron Judge, the king in New York.
King of New York.
I feel like everyone talks about Jalen winning this championship, but he has a committee of, guys that can do it with him. So my argument is Judge is the king in New York because he doesn't really have that committee with him.
Yeah, but here's the problem with Judge, though. Here's the problem with Judge, and where I would say, okay, maybe you have a case. If Judge was incredible every single postseason run, and the numbers were just catastrophic, and they were very regular season-like for Aaron Judge, then perhaps I could say, hey, yeah, the other guys aren't pulling their weight, maybe the starting rotation or the lineup itself, and it's not Aaron Judge's fault. But you know this, JP, there have been plenty of situations where Aaron Judge has come up quite small in October. It's not all his fault that the Yankees haven't won a championship since he's been up here, since he's been a Yankee in the Aaron's era, Boone and Judge. But you know what? He's the guy. And if he was hitting 400 and a ton of home runs and he was doing his part, then I could say, you know what? He is the king because it's not his fault. But he doesn't do that. Where Brunson, he put the cape on tonight and he carried his team to a victory in the finals.
Tommy, would you say Brunson had a good game tonight?
He had a great finish to that game.
That's not the answer I'm looking for.
But
he
what
had
is
a good game?
No, but his team won, and he was great down the stretch. So yes.
Yeah.
If Aaron Judge goes 0 for 3 in his final at bat, though, he hits a walk-off two-run homer. Did he have a great game?
No.
I mean, he won the game on a home run.
Same answer for Brunson.
But he won the goal. But JP, hold on a second. His team is up 1-0 in the NBA Finals. He is the reason that they got across the finish line. Stop that. You're going to point to what he did in the first and second and third quarter? What did he do in the fourth quarter? What did he do in the final couple of minutes? What he always does. Put his team on his back, put the cape on, put the crown on, grab the scepter. The king. Aaron Judge is not the king until he does what Jalen Brunson does in this moment. And here's why Jalen is also the one and true king. There's a divide in baseball. Sides have been picked. A line has been drawn. And when it comes to Yankee fans and Met fans, there'll never be peace. But you do have that decision. There are no sides in basketball. It's the Knicks. It's the one team in the city that unifies us all. That's why it's going to have 3 million plus people at its parade. Because it is our team for this city. It's the one thing we can all agree on. So when you are the best player on that team, when you are the most clutch player on that team and the most clutch player in the league, when you will your team to a game one victory and you're going to be a massive reason why this team wins a championship and you started it all when you were brought here, that's why you're the king. That's why you're the king. Because we all recognize him as the king. Aaron Judge, if you say he's the king, I don't recognize him as a king. I'm a Met fan. I don't recognize him as a king. But we're all Knicks fans. So we all recognize Brunson as the king. Even if you're a Yankee fan, you're like, damn it, I want Judge to be the king. Well, I got a newsflash for you. He's not. And you know what? I get a lot of flack for some of the stuff I've said about Jalen Brunson in the past. How about this radio station voting for Aaron Judge as the king of New York? Whoops. Want that one back? We had a vote. What was it, a year or so ago? Evan could remind me. I don't remember when it was. Chat could remind me in YouTube. But we all, and I'm not trying to knock everybody here, but don't skip the podium. Your boy voted for Brunson. A couple other people did as well. But Aaron Judge won in a landslide as the king. Interesting. Well, I hope he enjoyed his time on the throne because that's going to come to an end in about a week. 888-808-1019 is the phone number to call. Let's go to Jay in North Jersey. What's up, Jay?
What's up, Mr. Luke? How are you?
Good, bro. What's shaking?
Listen, man, everybody calls up a lot of these haters, and it's always moving the goalpost. Hey, you can't beat the Hawks.
Yeah.
You can't beat Philly. You can't beat the Cavs. Now what are you going to say? What are you going to say when you go up 1-0 in San Antonio.
Yeah, there's
to
nothing
beat
left to
these
say.
guys.
You know what it is, Jay? And I know you're talking about the coalition, you're talking about the haters. They're done. They're going to tap out. They got no more ammunition. There's nothing else they can say because they know deep down whether it was the Celtics, they would have smoked them. They would have smoked the Pistons. They would have smoked the Thunder. This is just a team of destiny. There's nothing that could have stood in this team's way, including Indiana and Halliburton. There was nobody on God's green earth that was going to stop the Knicks this year. It was their time. It was their year.
And Luke, let me ask you a question. And you're a New York guy. You ready for this one? And you're going to laugh 100%.
Okay.
Let me ask you this with my boy Landry Shaman. Is there not a corner store or a bodega or anywhere in the 5 boroughs where there's a worker that doesn't look like Landry Shaman? Come on.
Landry Shaman, you know what the thing is about? You know what the thing about Landry Shaman is, and I brought this up last night? Malcolm Brogdon was going to be, the final player on this roster, and then he retired, opening the door for Landry Shamet to be the last roster spot. And Landry Shamet, a guy that I screamed for last year over and over and over again. Play Shamet more. He's got experience. He's not afraid to take and make big shots. And Landry Shamet has been so important to this run. He was great in Game 3 against the Sixers when OG was out. He was as integral a part as that comeback against the Cavs in Game 1 as Eastern Conference Finals as anybody, including Jalen Brunson. Mike Brown going to Shamet off the bench, taking Hart out, who had a miserable night. There was a universe where Landry Shamet wasn't even on this team. And I don't know what Brogdon had left in the tank, but thankfully he retired because it opened the door for Shamet, who should have been getting more minutes last year. One of the reasons why there's a new administration. And Shamet has been money. He missed 1-3 in the Eastern Conference Finals. 1. Plays defense, does everything you could ask for coming off the bench. He's a huge weapon for Mike Brown in this team. And look, through the power of friendship, this team is winning a championship because the Villanova connection, Shamet's obviously got connection to this team in his previous stops. Alvarado has a connection with Josh Hart. It's the power of friendship. The only thing that's missing is Dante. That's the only thing that sucks. And that commercial, I wish we could have been teammates forever. How many times did I have to hear that during the NCAA tournament? Great commercial. It hit me in the feels. That's the only thing missing that I could think of. Perhaps I'm missing something else, but I'm pretty sure that's it. If Dante was here, if somehow they could have found a way to have this squad with him here, it would have been the entire Avengers. But life goes on. It's close to being complete as far as the team that we wanted, but we'll take it. And we'll take 3 wins away from a championship. That's for sure. 8-8-8-8, and they are going to win the championship. It's over. It's over. I'd said it would be a 5-game series. Maybe. The Knicks might F around and finish it up in 4. Because, all right, I'll say it like this. If the Knicks win Game 2, this is a sweep. The Spurs will not show up in New York City and win either of those games. Either. They will not. Because Madison Square Garden, the roof is going to blow off that place. It's going to be shaking. The Spurs have no shot if that's the case. So, yeah, their season's on the line. They beat the Spurs on Friday. And they're going to give the Knicks their best punch. I expect them to come out swinging. Weather the storm. It's not going to be the first time that the Knicks have faced a team with their back against the wall. They got to weather the storm. I fully anticipate San Antonio coming out like a bat out of hell in that first quarter and trying to land an early knockout punch. Weather the storm. Keep it close after the first quarter. Chip away if you can. Or even, like I said, even if it's a little bit of a lead there for San Antonio going into the second quarter. Chip away, have it close by halftime, and then let Brunson and company take over. And you will break the will and spirit mentally of the Spurs. Gee, who said that a week ago that would end up happening? I don't know. Was that me? Yeah, it was me. And I know a lot of my Knicks fans The fellow Knicks fans agreed, but I got so much flack on the internet from the San Antonio Spurs fans. Oh boy, we put some tweets out there. They got about like 300 bookmarks. Don't worry, I'm going to be hitting up all those Spurs fans and checking in on them when the series is up. Because if you're going to be a big tough guy and bookmark something, and by the way, I don't know who bookmarks stuff. I just see a bookmark. So you bookmark in sort of silence, anonymous, hip hop anonymous, and then you want to shove it in my face. If I'm wrong, I'm not going to be wrong this time. This will not be the most public of my many humiliations. 888-808-1019 is the phone number to call. I'm going to try to bang through everybody here call-wise as we only have about 35 or so minutes to go. Maybe 40 to be exact. So let's hit up John in Glen Cove here on the fan. What's up, John?
What's going on, buddy?
Bro, what's happening?
So I'm a huge Brooklyn Nets fan. I absolutely hate the Knicks, okay? I cannot understand how Vegas can have the Knicks at such an underdog in this series. Jalen Brunson is the best player on the court.
Mm-hmm.
He's an absolute beast in the fourth quarter. He's a closer. He's Mariano, okay?
Yep.
And also, people say, regular season doesn't matter that much. Look at the 2 games that the Knicks played against the Spurs this season. Absolutely blew them out.
Well, technically, they technically played 3 if we're counting the NBA Cup. They blew them out at home. The Spurs had won 11 games in a row. That was one of those matinees, sleepy kind of games Sunday early. And the Knicks blew them out. And then there was the game on New Year's Eve where the Spurs won. And then obviously the Knicks won the game that doesn't count, but it does count. And the fact that they beat them for the NBA Cup.
Correct. And also, don't forget that game that the Knicks lost. They lost by 2 points.
Correct. Champagne had like 1,000,000 threes. It was on New Year's Eve.
Exactly.
It was a tight game. No, you're 100% right, John. As far as the Vegas odds, look, the Spurs had home court advantage, which, this is, and Vegas, there's a reason why the lights are on 24/7 and they are building a new casino every other day. They usually are spot on with this, but here's where they're wrong. Home court means nothing anymore in the NBA. Nothing. So
none of the sports, Tommy. None of the sports.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's any sport. Hockey, it basically never mattered. It certainly doesn't matter.
You have a goalie. Doesn't matter. You have a goalie. Baseball doesn't matter anymore.
Football.
Even the NFL doesn't matter.
Football.
Look at Eli. Look what Eli did.
No, I know what you're saying. There's obviously examples of that, John, but they're still tougher. Look, if you're the Dolphins and you're going to play in a cold weather in January, you're going to have some troubles with that. So there still are some advantages that teams could have in their building because there is weather. Now, with basketball, there is no weather. Everything is basically equal footing, and there is just, and I appreciate the call, bud, there's no home court anymore. But I think Vegas is still kind of lost, and when I say Vegas, I mean the books, gambling. They're still a little bit stuck in that old way of, well, they have home court, they won more regular season games. But quickly that changes because now the Knicks are minus 134 to win it. So hopefully you got in. Now I got in. I had them earlier in the year, so we're all good on that. I also took them to win game 1 and win the series, which was a spicy meatball, like 4-1, something like that. So it's a spicy meatball. But yeah, that's the reasoning. More regular season wins, the perceived better player in the series or best player in the series in Wemby, a guy that could disrupt the game. Well, you know what? Yeah, he could disrupt the game defensively, but down the stretch, clutch moments, you're not beating Brunson. You're not. You're not going to go toe-to-toe with him. Nobody on that Spur team can. 888-808-1019 is the phone number to call. Junior is in Patchogue. What's up, Junior?
What's going on, Tommy, the GOAT?
What's happening?
Listen, I'm a big fan of you.
Thank you.
You're the leader of the good vibes when it comes to the Mets, even though they're still under 500, but that's another story for another day.
Well, they're over 500 since May 1st, but you're right. It is a story for another day. Absolutely.
Listen, Tommy, I listen to your show because I work overnight, but today I managed to be off for game 1, which is the most important game out of all the series.
Mm-hmm.
Long story short, I've been a fan since, 2005, 2006, when Stoffel Marbury, Eddie Curry. So you know the bad vibes that as Knicks fans we've had.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, nobody's more clutch than Mr. Clutch. I doubted the signing when they signed him 4 years ago. I thought they should have gone Don Mitch, but I've been wrong. And
yeah, look,
after
you know
this
what, though,
game-
Junior? I'm man enough to admit it. I wanted Donovan Mitchell, too. Just a great player, although he's just not clutch at all. You know, great Met fan, Junior, like us, and I wanted him here. I will be the first to admit that. I'll hold my hand up and say that I was wrong. Brunson is not only the better player, he's got way more intestinal fortitude, way more of a clutch gene. He's got, I hate to say it because I love Donovan, he's got more heart, and that's the bottom line, and that's why he's 3 wins away from a championship.
Absolutely. And I was texting one of my close friends, and I told him I was like Knicks in 5, and he thought I was crazy. But after this game, I stand on it. Right now, it's the Knicks season.
Yep.
And all of New York has to acknowledge our tribal chief and Jalen Brunson, because there's nobody better than him. He is our tribal chief. And as a fan, I'm loving it. And I there's nobody more better than him. And through the misery of being a Knicks fan, I just hung up my Carmelo Anthony. That's the only jersey I've ever owned as a Knicks fan, has been Carmelo, because I was in high school when they traded him.
Yeah.
And now I'm prone, and I have to get a Jalen Brunson jersey for the simple fact that he's my tribal chief. He's the king of New York. Screw Aaron Judge, because he's not clutch in the playoffs. Sorry, Sean Marash. But
yeah, well, he's got to eat it, and that's just the bottom line. Junior, I appreciate the call. Everybody should go out and buy a Brunson jersey at this point. Or take him out to dinner or do something to show some gratitude. It's a wrap. The king of New York is Jalen Brunson. And in my mind, he always has been. I voted for him here at the station. I've always stood on business. I said what I had to say about him when the Knicks, and I think it was even before they brought him in, but either way, which has obviously been highly publicized by the Coalition indicators, which is fine. I have a championship, you have a T-shirt. Enjoy. It could wipe your tears. Well, yeah, wipe your tears with it and wipe your you-know-what with it as far as I'm concerned. And the bottom line is I'm going to have a championship. But I was the first one on this radio station, I promise you, to call him a superstar. I was the first one on this radio station to anoint him the king. I was the first one to, even if I didn't verbalize it in the way that he's the king, but I said he was the goods. So I'm not a Johnny-come-lately with that. But he is the man. 888-808-1019 is the phone number to call. It's After Hours, Loogie in the Late Night here on The Fan. Let's go to John in Babylon. What's happening, John?
Hey, Tommy, can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, number 11.
Mm-hmm.
Number 11, Jalen Brunson.
Yep.
I like what you said. The best player in the NBA right now.
He is. He is. He's the most clutch. And it's just, John, he's so likable. And I think it has a lot to do with the fact that, he's almost like a common man and every man in the fact that he is our size. You know what I mean? So we could appreciate, like, we look at Wemby and we're like, dude, we could never even dream of being that tall and that athletic and that skilled and all that stuff. Where you look at Jalen Brunson and he's our size, it's hard work, it's being told you're not good enough, you're not big enough, you're not any of these things. And he has had to overcome that throughout his entire career and life. And I think that's why he has the mentality that he has, because he has a massive chip on his shoulder. He couldn't be any more humble. He just kind of deflects all that stuff, but he has the eye of the tiger. He has the heart of a champion, all those things, Johnny, and that's why he is the king of New York.
I like that. And everybody from all over the country has been calling me, and now they're Knicks fans. From California, Florida.
That's how it goes,
Texas.
though. Yeah, of course.
I got family in Croatia call me.
Nice. Well, that's where it's at. You know what it is, John? Because when it comes to those, first of all, everybody's caught up in the fever. Everybody's caught up in the excitement. Everybody's caught up in the wave of emotion. You don't have to be a Knicks fan to enjoy this, especially if you don't have a dog in the fight, so to speak. And this team is just so likable and so lovable because it starts with Brunson, who isn't your prototypical. Look, we've seen players of his stature be the focal point of championship teams. This is not unprecedented. Isaiah Thomas did this. Steph Curry did this. Allen Iverson almost did this. So it's not unprecedented, but it's very rare what he is doing. And that is to have a small guard be the best player on your team on a championship team. We'll call it in the more modern era. But that chip on Brunson's shoulder is the chip that we all, even though New York is the greatest city in the world, we wear that chip on our shoulder because we have a lot of detractors. We have a lot of haters. We have a lot of doubters. We have a lot of people around this world that want to see the teams we root for fail because of us, the bravado, the cockiness, the arrogance. I mean, you saw the bros underneath the net tonight. They're wearing their jerseys, no shirt underneath it. They're showing the pipes. Let them watch. Let them watch. And they don't represent everybody, obviously, but most, if not all, New Yorkers, we got a little peacocking in us. We got a little extra pep in our step. How could you not living around here? There's traffic everywhere. You got to be tough. You got to be gritty. You got to have a ton of heart. You got to have your lunch pail. Because as great as the city is, there are hardships about it because of the traffic and how many people are here, and it's not easy to get around and all these things. And it's expensive to live here, and people are grinding just to make ends meet. And those that are doing that are getting to enjoy the most beautiful thing in the world outside of your family and me, of course, and that is this run that the Knicks are on, which is just, it's emotional because you'll never see something like this again. You have to have that mentality. You hope you do. You hope you do, but there's a good chance you never will. And forever, whether most, outside of the Giants, when it comes to all my sports teams, I've had to see other teams go on these runs. And I'm like, when is it going to be my turn? When am I going to get to have this type of coronation? This type of moment after moment after moment. When is it going to be my turn? And when I say I mean like everybody that's in the same boat as me. I'm just using me as the overall sort of leader of that. We've waited a long time. And now the wait is over. And it's just one big party from here on out. If the Spurs had a ton of experience, if they had won a championship last year, I would say, as excited as I am, as confident as I am, I'm going to pump the brakes. I'm going to caution everybody, hey, this was a great win, but you know what? Game 2 is going to be a very big uphill battle. I expect a ferocious 4 quarters from the opponent. In all likelihood, this game is going back to the Garden 1-1. The Spurs are inexperienced. Where are they looking in that locker room? Barnes, he's a role player. I'm talking about guys that have won championships. Cornette, role player. Where are they going for that extra gear that they're going to have to go to in order to knock the Knicks off? There's nobody in there that's going to help them. This is a learning process for San Antonio, and they'll be better for it. They're going to win championships with Wemby, with this core, with Castle, with Harper, who's outstanding. They're a great organization. They will build their depth. They will learn from this loss, and they will own this league for years and years and years to come. I have very little doubt about that. But they will always have that mark on their resume. Knicks beat them in 4 or 5. Either way, I'm going to be right. But 4 or 5. That's always going to be there. And much like Coughlin and Eli can always say, we knocked off Brady, we knocked off Belichick, we knocked them off when they were undefeated. And that enhances both of their legacies. Brunson, Cat, Mike Brown, their legacies will be enhanced because of how they won a championship and the run that they went on. And I feel it, and I can almost guarantee that the players know it on this team, and they're obviously trying to win every game, but they know the streak, and they're trying to keep this streak going the entire time so that they could just make history. Does that make sense? Like, I think this matters to them to not lose a game from here on out and continuing the streak all the way to the parade into next year. And it just feels like that's going to be the case. It just feels like that's going to be the case, that they're not going to lose a game. And even by some flukish luck that they do, in the sense that it's bad luck, they are not losing 4 of them. They're not. They're not. Not against a young, inexperienced team that's not ready to win. I told you this last week. I'm going to be 100%, 120% spot on about it. The Spurs won their championship on Saturday, knocking off the defending champs, coming back from 3 games to 2, winning a Game 7 in OKC. That was their moment to plant the flag, to say, hey, for the next 10, 15 years, the road to the finals in the West goes through San Antonio. That was their championship. To pivot from that mentally. Because physically, you watch the Spurs and you go, this is a great team. This is a championship team. But you know what? It's not all about physical. It's not all about athleticism. It's not all about talent, which the Spurs have an immense amount of all those things. This comes down to experience. This comes down to wanting it more. Knowing that this could be the best shot at it. And I'm talking about the Knicks right now. Where if you're San Antonio, hey, we're ahead of schedule. We got to the finals. We had a great year. Nothing to hang your heads about. We're going to be back multiple times. And you know what? We're going to win more than we lose when it comes to the finals. The mentality of the Knicks players is, I would imagine, this is our window. This is our best chance to win. We may never be this healthy again on this type of role again. If we don't seize the moment, this could be it. And when you have that type of grit, that type of determination, that type of heart, that type of will, you could put the dream team out there against them and they're not going to beat the Knicks. You're not beating them. They are a team of destiny. 888-808-1019 is the phone number to call. It's After Hours. It is Lukey in the late night here on The Fan. We got another 27 minutes to go. Gordon Damer comes your way at 2 a.m. Plenty of time to take your phone calls, reaction as the Knicks take a 1-0 series lead against San Antonio. Game 2 will be Friday night. Definitely looking forward to that. And I will be at a watch party. I don't have all the information in front of me. Once I do, I will I will let you guys. What do you want me? I get a little bots in the brain sometimes. I get a little stunad. We're a couple hours into the show here, and I'm very pumped up, very excited. So I'm not allowing anybody to do anything. I will tell you, the audience, the details on that. And I can tell you, from driving through the city tonight, the bars were packed, jammed. It is a major scene. So if you love that scene, little Knicks and chicks, if you like that type of environment, or if you just want to come out, hang out with your boy and enjoy that, you definitely want to keep it locked here on After Hours and throughout the radio station, because once we know the live reads are in front of us, we will report that information to you. And I hope to see you out there on Friday night for Game 2. 888-808-1019 is the phone number to call. It's After Hours. It is Tommy Lugauer. Loogie here in the late night. We'll get back to your calls in just 1 sec.
The Yankees play ball with the Guardians. 1:35 today.
First pitch swung on, deep drive.
Susan Waldman and Dave Sims call all the action. The home of Yankees baseball is The Fan. 101.9 FM, 660 AM, and always available en Espanol with Ricky Ricardo on the Odyssey app.